طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف خلق الله أجمعين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Hello young investigators. I hope that you are going to enjoy this session. It's about how to write a scientific research proposal. Thanks a lot to SAMER Association. My name is Ilhami Abdulmu'ti Turabi. I'm a graduate of Faculty of Medicine, University of Khartoum. I'm going to present in the next few minutes tips about writing your proposal. So we are going to start. طيب الأوبجيكتيف حقتنا اللي هنتكلم عنها في What are the steps for the research process؟ يعني أي زول المفروض داير يكتب الريسيرش بروبوزل بتاعه المفروض يعرف هو موقعه من الريسيرش بروسيس وين. عشان كده أنا همشي معاكم سريع جدا جدا هتكلم حاجات سريعة جدا عن الخطوات اللي قبل انه ما تكتب البروبوزل بتاعك وتبدا البروبوزل بتاعك. The second objective, where are we now from the research process. The third objective, the steps for submitting a scientific proposal. And the last one, tips for your career in research field in general. Okay, so what is your road to scientific research؟ احنا دايرين نعمل حاجة research scientific. الناس بتقول انه والله يا اخي في good research وفي bad research. No, في good research واصلا ما في research. يعني bad research is not a research at all. So it should be good. So first of all, we are going to start by the steps of the research process. Research from its word search, read, to repeat again and again and again. And also the search is looking for what? Looking for a new knowledge, looking for that you are going to verify a specific theory, hypothesis, different things. So اي زول قاعد يفكر انه والله داير يعمل ريسيرش والله داير يعمل حاجه from nowhere from the scratch, and this is wrong. So when you think that you are going to conduct a research, so you should start from what is known. Okay, so the steps, the first step, you have to select your field of research. You have to find yourself in which field that I'm interested in, which field that I'm going to give in this field. Okay, the second step is to select the topic of research. You are going to select the field first, and the second you are going narrower by selecting your topic, and then you have to plan anything that you are going to conduct in your life, even in your daily activities. You have to plan your activities that you are going to do. Also, before the proposal, the fourth step, as you notice with me, the research protocol, that we are going to talk about a little bit later on, and then the point that we are here for this presentation is submitting your research proposal. The sixth step is implementation of the research project itself. And then after you implement your research project, you should describe and analyze the research results. You should interpret the research results, and also you should communicate your research to the audience. يعني باختصار كده المفروض الريسيرش حقك يشوف النور. يعني ما معناه انت you should conduct الريسيرش حقك وخلاص انتهينا. And also you should, after that, you are going to make a scientific presentation, and also you are going to write and publish a scientific paper. Okay, so this is general roadmap to your research process. You have to put it in your mind. That's very important to be systematized or to be scientific. So we are going to go very fast in these 4 steps in the next few minutes. What is research to do? What research to do? Selection is, so we have to select the field for research. Categories of research. We have many types of research. We do have biomedical research and population research, which is called epidemiological research, and health policies sciences, which is called health policy research. Okay, so in which field that you are interested, in which type of research that you find yourself. Okay. Also, they are categorizing the research into different types according to quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative, it's like what we call its anatomy, the anatomy of the research. So you count a specific things that you are looking for. The physiology, the qualitative research is like the physiology that you are looking for the function of the. It's not that quantitative. The function is not quantitative, but it's qualitative. You can describe it. So the doctor is not treating the disease. The doctor should treat the patient. That when you search for the disease specific itself, you should consider also another parameters of the patient, and which is achieved by qualitative research. So they are complementary. But in this presentation, we are going to focus mostly on the quantitative research. Also, we do have a basic research and applied research. The basic research يا جماعة دي أهم حاجة. البيزك ريسيرش اللي هو the pool of knowledge، يعني احنا بنعمل researches انه والله بس we want to acquire more knowledge about a specific areas, a specific problems that we do not understand. So the basic research is increasing the pool of the knowledge. Applied research, we do have a specific objective that we are going to achieve. So for example, we are conducting a research for intervention, a specific intervention for malaria, a new intervention. So we do have a specific objective. The drivers, we should understand that what drivers that make us to do a scientific research or to do a research. It's a curiosity, a needs. We do need something, so we should conduct a research to define these needs. Also, in some companies that to profit from a specific area of study, we should conduct a research. Also, a lot of opportunities is open. For example, يعني انت داير تقدم ل PhD برا ولا تقدم لك لبرنامج برا وحاجة زي دي، بيقول لك you have to submit a research proposal or research topic. So to get this opportunity, you should submit a research. You should put these drivers in your mind also. So this is the first step. Now we are moving to the second step of research process, which is selecting the topic of research. اختار الموضوع ما هو التايتل. It's not the title of research. The topic of research. طيب الفيلد أنا دائما بقول إنه بدي أبي مثال. نحن نكون نديكم مثال عشان للتقريب شوية. أنه افتكر نفسك إنه الفيلد of research it's your garden. دي الحديقة بتاعتك والبستان حقك الظريف. في البستان حقك الظريف ده بتقوم your research topic أكتر حتة عجبتك وين. يعني مثلا عجبتك شجرة معينة وانت مشيت قعدت تحتها وحاجة دي ظريفة، وتقوم انت تعرف الشجرة بتاعتك. بعد شوية في حاجة بسيطة كده انه والله بتضايقك في الشجرة دي، مثلا في حاجة معينة ما مضايقاك فيها أو حاجة زي دي. And this is the research problem or the problem of the topic. So الشجرة اللي انت اخترتها ده التوبيك بتاعك من الفيلد بتاعك الكبير اللي هو دي الحديقة بتاعتك الكبيرة. خلاص اخترت الشجرة، فانت هسه ده التوبيك بتاعك. So we are going to talk a little bit about the topic of research. Where do ideas come from? And this is very important thing. So we do have a lot of things. The ideas come from the research, your research. So it's by reading the literature and also by scientific meetings. يعني انتوا يا جماعة you are young investigator and you should attend a lot of conferences, a lot of scientific meetings, a lot of journal clubs that your colleagues is going to give you a lot of new ideas. And also العلم يا جماعة ما الحاجة اللي بينبهروا بيها، يعني ما تكون تنبهر بالمعلومة واو والله العظيم يا أخي this is very fantastic information. The science is always questionable, because the people who discovered this information is people like you, they are researchers. So the first rule to be a scientific researcher is to question, to be a good observer, to be imaginative. Okay, so باختصار a good research topic مختصرة في حاجة اسمها finer formula. It's has been put by Holly et al. In his paper. It's finer criteria, FINER. So finer is a visibility. Is it visible to conduct this research topic or not? Be realistic. This is a very important thing. Is it interesting to you? Because conducting a scientific research is very difficult. It's very difficult, and you should consider it. It should be of interest. The novelty. You should be familiar. You should be familiar, and you should be up to date of the research topic. يعني المفروض تقرأ عنه، ما المفروض تعمل الحاجة دي والله يا أخي I'm going to conduct a research on this topic and you don't know anything, and you have to it has to be of novelty. Ethical. One of the most important things nowadays, the ethics, and nowadays the research and research process and conduction of research is flourishing in the area of medicine and different disciplines of the science in our lives. So the ethical issues and the dilemmas has been raised these nowadays, and you should consider the ethics from the beginning of your research. Okay, and the last but not least, the relevance. The relevance بالمختصر so what? It's a so what. Is it of relevance or not? So what test. Is it relevant? Be relevant. Be relevant if it have the potential to advance scientific knowledge, influence clinical management, influence health policies, and guide further research. Okay? So this is the second point in the research process. So we are now moving to the third step of our research process, which is the planning of your research. You have selected your topic, research topic, and now you are moving to plan what you are going to do. After deciding on research topic, the plan of the research. In this process, different ways in which a research topic can be investigated. So you can pick up your research design. In making this choice, they have to weigh two factors, and these are very important things, which is a trade-off has to be made between the ideal and which is the best. Well, we want to achieve the best from conducting this research, and what is possible, what is the reality, what is appropriate versus visible. Okay, so you are going to conduct a research which achieve the maximum benefit that is going to achieve your objectives, and at the same time it should be affordable and feasible. So the planning of research, we do have a lot of steps. These are the practical steps. These are the practical steps to be systematized. So you should know in the planning of your research, you should know the types of research design, selecting your research design after that, and then defining and refining your research question, generating your research hypothesis, and also you should do your study sample and sample size, your measurement and ethical implications. So the types of research design, we do have a lot of study designs. They are observational and experimental, or it could be called non-interventional and interventional. Observational, it's divided into two: descriptive and analytical. Descriptive is starting from case report to case series and going through the cross-sectional studies, which is called prevalence studies, and also ecological studies. Also, analytic studies is a case control study and cohort study. Also, cross-sectional study could be analytical, and also the ecological studies, it could be ecological. It could be descriptive and also analytical. In experimental, one of the most important is a quasi-experimental and experimental. One of the most important and most famous is randomized clinical trial. Okay, so after you know these designs, you should select a specific research design which achieve what we have said. The research question may be answered by more than one research design, and this is very important. Research designs is going to conduct or to answer your research question, so you have to be focused. You should manipulate your research designs to achieve your research question. There are different types of research designs that are not considered equal in the strength of evidence they provide. So the most and the best uh, research design is randomized controlled clinical trials, and also after that مرتبة cohort study, and after that case control studies, and after that the observation and descriptive studies. So you should pick up according to your facilities. You should pick up the appropriate research design. Take, for example, the relationship between the cigarette smoking and subsequent development of lung cancer. So we are going to convert it into research question. Does cigarette smoking predisposes the smoker to develop lung cancer? So we are going to apply a different designs. So I will leave it to you to apply different study designs. I will give you one example or two examples. So we can conduct a cohort study. We are going also we may take the risk factor, which is a cigarette smoking. We are going to take cigarette smokers. We are going to take a cigarette smokers and follow them for a long time, and we are going to see which of them develop the lung cancer. Also, and also we can apply different study design. We can do a cross-sectional study, and we are going to look for the prevalence or the frequency of the cigarette smoking and lung cancer, and we are going to cross-tabulate these two factors, and we are going to give you our findings. So I will leave the rest of you of the I will leave the rest of the research design to apply for this question. So when you read the literature, you have to define and refining the research question again and again and again. It's a continuous process. For example, our previous research question, we are going to define specifically the smoking. Smoking is a general term. How many cigarettes? For how long is smoking? And we are going to refine this. Does cigarette smoking 10 cigarettes per day for 10 years increase the risk of developing lung cancer? So we are specifying the research question more and more, and it's a practical thing. Concentrating, generating the research hypothesis, which is the next step. State your research hypothesis. It's like the answer of the research question. people who smokes 10 cigarette per day for 10 years are more likely to develop small lung cancer. For example, this is our research hypothesis. So after the research hypothesis, we are going to move to our study sample and the sample. So we are going to conduct our research on a population. You cannot ever never you cannot study the whole population. This is for example عندنا هنا شوربة بتاعت خضار ما شاء الله حاجة ظريفة. خلاص نحن لو دارين نعرف الحاصل شنو هنا في الشوربة دي نحن ما حنقدر نقول له والله عشان أعرف الحاصل على شنو طعمه ما طعمه حاجات مظبوطة ما مظبوطة ما ممكن نشربها كلها يعني بنقدم للضيوف حاجة يعني. فأنت عشان تعرف انه والله مناسبة مو مناسبة انه عشان تقدر تعرف الحاجة دي المفروض تشيل part of it شايفها زي ما شايفين الملعقة هنا خلاص بس شال جزء منها شال سامبل اور عينة تمام. هنا الطباخ الظريف ده عامل العمل. طيب اهم حاجة نحن المفروض ناخد حاجات معينة. you should consider the specific things when we take a sample. We should do a proper randomization and also we should take appropriate sample or sample size. يعني المفروض شنو عشان نذوق بجد انه والله نقول الكلام الشوربه دي الحاصل عليها الفلاني والفلاني يعني انه والله دي حاجه مالحه ما مالحه داير ملح زياده والله يا اخي داير لها زياده بتاعت بهارات حاجه تانية زياده. المفروض اول حاجه انه والله نصوت لازم نمزج الخليط كله مع بعض خلاص ونشيل عينه خلاص نشيلها في الملعقة. يعني لو شيلنا في طرف الملعقة أنا ما حقدر أعرف والله ما حقدر أذوق كويس خلاص. المفروض أنا أشيل كمية كويسة تمام وبعدين تاني بعد ما أذوقها بعد تاني بوريك الحاصل شنو. say for example أنت ما حركتها ما حركت الشوربة وشيلتها من الطرف خلاص ما اديت فرصة لباقي الحاجات. وعشان كده يعني لما تقول لهم والله الشوربة دي ما طعمة ما معنى انه والله حاجة بوقتها انت دي العينة دي معناها بتعكس الشوربة ذاتها يعني انه والله هي طعمة ولا ما طعمة. فاسدين هنا نفس المثال انه هنا قسموا type of sampling into two types probability sampling and non-probability sampling. Probability sampling that you are giving them equal chances of selecting a different participants in the population that you are going to conduct your study. So non-probability sampling that you are going to select different things without consideration of the randomization and which is a very important thing. Okay. Types of sampling: simple random sampling, systematic random sampling, stratified random sampling, cluster sampling, multi-stage sampling, and different types of sampling. And in non-probability sampling تعرفها بس لكن ما حاجة مفروض تعملها تعرفها عشان تتجنبها. This is very important thing. Is convenient sampling, purposive sample and quota sample. And also according to your situation you are going to select a non-probability sampling. So نحن المفروض نراعي حاجتين قلنا اللي هو randomization و sample size. Randomization with probability sample and non-probability sampling. Sample size we should pick up appropriate sample size. Okay, and this should be done by different equations that I'm not going to concentrate in this presentation because it's going to be a very long. And also the measurement. طيب measurement نحن نطلع بمعلومات او نطلع ببيانات اللي هو البيانات data is divided into two types اللي هو constant and variable. constant الحاجة ثابتة الثابت غير المتغير نحن ما دايرين ندرسه. نحن في الريسيرش نحن دايرين ندرس الحاجة المتغيرة لأنه لو قدرنا نعرف التغير نقدر we can predict and we can control خلاص we can control the specific problem. So we are not going to mention any type of constant. Okay, so let's agree that we are going to conduct our study on the variable part of the data. Okay, the variable is divided into different types. It's qualitative and quantitative or numerical and categorical. المعدود والكمية. Okay, I'm not going to go in details. So say for example أنا والله داير أقيس حاجة معينة العمر for example the age for example. The age is a numerical. I can count the age 1 2 3 4 5 سنين أو شهور على حسب أنت بتحدد على حسب الstudy بتاعتك و according to أنه that you are going to conduct your research. You have to be very careful for these things. So we are going to put the different measurements. Say for example أنا حامشي أسأل الزول عن عمره إنه والله أنت عمرك كم سنة، تمام؟ أو حاسأله والله حاخد الميجرمنت بتاع البيرث ديت إنه والله ميلادك 200. الميجرمنت هنا مهم جدا جدا. أنا والله العظيم أنا حختار الحاجات وحاجة اللي هي دي بتعكس لي العمر بتاع الزول. في حاجات ما بتعكس لك اللي هو اللي احنا جينا في terminologies two terminologies very important terminologies should consider the reliability and the validity of the measurement. The reliability it means that the observer repeating the test or someone else using the same method and should obtain the same finding. يعني أنا بستخدم نفس الحاجة استخدمها أنا استخدمها زول غيري نفس الطريقة خلاص مفروض يحصل على نفس النتائج. الفاليديتي انه الحاجه اللي بقيس بيها المفروض تعكس لي الحاجه اللي داير اقيسها. اللي هو يعني مثلا انا لو سالت عن البيرث ديت خلاص سالته انه والله تاريخ الميلاد بتاعك المفروض يعكس لي العمر. انا داير يعكس لي العمر ما يكون حزن عن حاجه مو بتعكس لي الحاجه ذاتها. اوكي so the measurement, these we should consider these two factors to ensure the reliability and the or the reproducibility of the results of the following. Okay, this is we finished from the planning of the research. Now we are moving to the writing of the research protocol. The protocol في كليات الطب وفي جامعات undergraduate studies they are asking to submit your research proposal. The research proposal, we do have a different ideas what is objective of the research proposal, what is the objective of the research protocol, what is the objective of the paper note or different things, different terminologies we should clarify. So very important thing I'm going to consider in the protocol. The protocol يعني دي الحاجة المفروض تمشي بيها، دي الحاجة اللي بتلزم the team of the investigators that you should go by these steps especially if they are a team. لو كنتوا أكتر من زول مفروض you should submit the protocol. It's like the proposal but it has a different things. So I think that we finished from the first part. Okay, we are going to move to the next step which is the proposal, submitting your proposal. Thank you.